So yesterday an article came out about the Toronto Raptors and their plans for the trade deadline, and there are of course a lot of things going on because the deadline is on February 9th, which is exactly a week from now, and of course a lot of players will be moved probably, who knows, it could be a quiet deadline actually, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. And the Toronto Raptors are one of the most discussed team because Fred Van Vleet's deal is running out. OG Anunoby just has a year and a half left on his deal. You have Pascal, Siakam and Gary Trent also, with Gary Trent being probably the most likely out of these four to be traded because his deal is expiring after this year and he might be just too expensive for Toronto to keep him, as he is expected to want over 20 million. And who knows with Fred Van Vleet's potential deal this offseason how they can mesh it out. We already saw the president of basketball operation James Jones of the Suns speak with Masai Ujiri of the Raptors. So there are speculations about a Fred Van Vleet trade to the Suns or an OG Anunoby trade to the Suns. Who would know what that deal would be? Would it be DeAndre Ayton? It would probably make sense because that's the guy that they would be the most interested in. They wouldn't want a Chris Paul, of course. And there are interest from a lot of teams. You got Sacramento, you got Golden State, you got Portland, you got Utah, and everyone, will want some of the Toronto Raptors players. Barnes, of course, is untouchable. There is no way they would trade Scotty Barnes when he was off limits for Kevin Durant in the summer, right? So let's talk about Gary Trent first, as he is the most likely to be traded probably, and he expects a deal in the 20 million range if he opts out, which he probably will. And the trade value of his is likely to be a matching salary and a protected first or 2 good second round picks. I just made up a quick trade here, which is with the Atlanta Hawks for Bojan Bogdanovic, but I don't know if both teams would actually do that. But that was just a trade me and my friend came up with because since he's a Hawks fan. I also came up with a trade for the Mavericks if they would trade Davis Bertans salary, maybe a young guy and a first round pick. Maybe they could swindle the deal with more picks. Dallas could be an intriguing team for a Gary Trent Jr. I think he would fit there nicely, would add more shooting, would add more of what the Mavs want to do, but these are all speculations because the Mavs have not been even there. But I just wanted to throw out there something bold and something kind of out of something you have not maybe seen enough of. And a lot of teams will be interested for Gary Trent, of course, and there are a lot of teams that have matching salaries and have the picks to get it done. We'll see where he ends up. I would bet on him being traded, but we'll wait and see. Then Fred Van Vleet. Fred Van Vleet, it says in this article that one league insider said the worst thing that could happen to Fred Van Vleet is to be traded. Unless you're a superstar who is getting to max no matter what, the best way to get paid is by staying with your own team. And we have heard the Clippers' interest, as Kawhi Leonard is kinda advocating for it, and Fred Van Vleet, of course, would be an intriguing fit for LA, who is always searching for point guards, it seems like, right? John Wall hasn't worked out as they hoped, so Reggie Jackson is now coming off the bench, and Van Vleet is gonna be a free agent, 100%, right? And it is almost 100% sure that he will be signing with the Clutch, which is of course the Rich Paul, LeBron representatives, and he plans to be aggressive, seeking the best deal and fit for him. And of course Ujiri and Webster have dealt with Clutch in the past and they're not worried on that front, so of course he could end up just like Kyle Lowry did and sign with the Raptors. And as Sportsnet's Blake Murphy points out, as you can see on the article, Toronto could probably resign both if their market value ends up being a little bit around both combining for 50 million. Who knows? Of course, it's a lot of speculation, but that is a way they can keep this core together. The question is, do they want to? And it explains why Anunoby has been the most featured player. And like I said, he's under contract for a year and a half, and he could be instant fit for everyone, because who wouldn't want OG Anunoby? He's one hell of a defender. He can hit the three-pointer at a pretty good rate, and he is just, I think he would be perfect in a lot of systems. Imagine him in the Warriors system. He would absolutely thrive there. And I would say, this is my take, that OG Anunoby is the player that is the difference between getting a championship and not winning a championship. Down the road, when you are in a playoff series, OG Anunoby will be the difference, in my opinion, for a Raptors team that will lack exactly a player like OG Anunoby. Like they said, Precious Achiuwa has emerged, but I don't think it is comparable. But of course, OG Anunoby could be the guy that will give you the most. Like it says here, the Knicks are the team that is prepared to offer 3 future first-round picks for Anunoby. But of course, isn't exactly the best picks. They have Dallas's, Washington, and Detroit picks that are protected in the top 10, which is Dallas, top 14, which is Washington, and top 18, which is Detroit, which, I mean, of course, aren't the greatest. And who knows, right? Who else could offer you the best? And these are just few trades I came up with. Here is the Pacers trade, and I would say he would be a really cool fit next to Tyrese Haliburton, Barry Hield, Miles Turner, and I think that would be great for the Pacers, but maybe too much to give for OG Anunoby. When you are probably a year or two removed from contending, right? So it would be a little out of pocket maybe for the Pacers, but I would love to see that. And I just wanted to cook up something that would be a little different, right? And maybe it could happen. Maybe you could see Kings. Maybe you could see Kings sneak it in. I mean, imagine if they would trade. I know Harrison Barnes has been awesome, but they would trade Harrison Barnes for our OG Anunoby. We would give them your first. For the Kings, I would say it would be a great one, even though it says it doesn't add any win. But I would say the defense would be so much better for the Kings than for the Raptors. But what do I know? And the last I'll throw at you is the Kings trade, which I made up here. And I would like to see this, but what do I know? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who should trade for OG Anunoby? Should it be the Knicks, like it's suggested they are ready to? Should it be anyone else? For Gary Trent, for Fred Van Vleet. Let me know your thoughts about the Raptors and their upcoming, very intriguing trade deadline situation. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Chceš si teraz zahrát?